Welcome back, guys. I'm Zell, and today we got a new one, hot off the presses from Kershaw. It's the Kershaw Grid 2200. Good size knife, but as you'll see, I think it's going to be a good one. So, we'll talk about it here in a few minutes, but for now, why don't you come on in here and we'll get a close look at it. Well, there she is, guys. Isn't that sexy? We've got a Kershaw Grid, hot off the presses. And it's pretty much standard Kershaw. We've got torque screw construction, stainless scales, do have a larger pivot than normal. As we roll around the back, we've got nice pillars here, if I can get them to focus. Very nicely done pillars. And on around to the other side, we've got a deep carry pocket clip. However, it is tip up, blade back, right hand only. There is no option for the lefties out there. I don't know why Kershaw does that on some knives, but they sure did here. As we roll around to the top, you can see straight through that thing, and we've got pretty decent blade centering, if not almost perfect. As we start to go through the numbers, we've got a closed length of 4 13/16, a very, very skinny 0.36 for thickness, and a height of 1.3. It is a Kershaw speed safe, so to open this thing, the normal method is to put your finger here on the flipper that has very minimal jimping. I wouldn't even call what's back there jimping, just some bumps. But put the finger on the flipper, give it a little press, and the blade flies out to attention. With it open, we got a total length of 8 3/8, a blade length of 3.6, and an edge length of 3.35. And Kershaw probably has that down as a longer edge length, because I took a little off of that sharpening choil to made the edge a little shorter to make the blade come out a little better when I sharpened it. Our blade stock is 0.12, so fairly standard blade stock, and our weight is 4.88 ounces, so it is a bit chubby, but it's a big knife. And our blade material is 8CR13 MOV, and as you can see, I have sharpened it, and that was a necessity. This is probably the dullest out of the box knife I have ever picked up from Kershaw. And whenever I say dull, I mean it wasn't going to cut much of anything. And the bevels were pretty even, but they didn't come together at an apex. Now, on this knife we have Kershaw's DLC coating or black coating. I'm not sure exactly which one they use. I've had it on some other Kershaw knives, and it seems to be fairly durable. One of the other nice things about this knife is Kershaw put a little thought into where the thumb studs went, so you can get it to open with the thumb studs. And in hand, it's thin. It's noticeably thinner than most of the knives you put your hands around at this blade length. But it is pretty comfortable. There aren't any major hot spots. The only thing you notice is how thin it is, and with a few days use you probably wouldn't notice that anymore. It works well in your normal grips. No problem anywhere, no real hot spots. The pocket clip doesn't get in the way or make anything feel weird. One of the nicest things though is whenever you go to pinch this thing, either way, our large pivot screw is concave. That is a very nice touch. I appreciate that, Kershaw. Instead of just giving us some big fancy gaudy pivot screw thing like you've done on some of your other knives, you give us something with some meaning with that larger pivot screw. The action on this knife has been great. Out of the box, I did have to do a little tuning on the knife to get it perfectly centered. It was not touching either liner, and it really wasn't that far off. I can just be somewhat anal about that, so I centered it up. I think I got it almost perfect. One other note on this knife, it is 8CR13. That's what Kershaw advertises it as. However, this must have been a batch of 8CR13 that hit the higher hardness levels, because it was definitely somewhat harder to sharpen than most of the 8CR13 knives that I've sharpened. Anyhow, there it is. Pretty darn good looking knife. Alright, so what'd you think about the Kershaw Grid? I rather like this one. It's a bigger knife, but they've got the ergonomics down pretty good. Don't get any hot spots back here with the pocket clip. Now, that pocket clip being right hand tip up only, I see that as kind of an issue. It wouldn't have taken much to drill and tap a couple of holes over here on the other side so it could be left or right handed. But, you know, it is what it is. And I really like this right here, making both sides of the pivot screw concave. Gives you that nice indexing place to put this knife in a pinch grip. All in all, I think this is going to be a really good one for Kershaw. You know, it does have its problems. It's got the nice long blade on it, and that's going to keep it out of some places. But I think it's a good one. Anyhow, I'm not going to carry this one, so I won't be able to give you an extended use report or even an initial carry report. All I've done is put it in my pocket and made sure it's set nice and low, which it does. And the reason I'm not going to carry this knife is because one of you guys are going to end up with it. I'm not sure what the subscriber count is going to be whenever I do the giveaway. I've got some other things to straighten out, but whenever I've got them straightened out, we're going to do a giveaway, and this Kershaw Grid is going to be part of it. So look forward to that, guys, and have a great day. Be sure to hit me up on those social media links. They're down in the description. And don't forget to hit the like and share button, and be sure to whack that subscribe button. We've got a lot more coming your way that you're not going to want to miss. And you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.